Thousands of Brits dream of starting new lives in the sun.
This is lovely. That water's so warm.
Drawn by the promise of cheap property and a very different way of life.
Look at the office. Could be worse, couldn't it?
But there's not always time to relax.
This is not something for the faint-hearted.
I don't think it's going to be ready.
As they launch brand new businesses.
I'll definitely enjoy my bed this evening.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Now we're with a new wave of expats.
All our worldly goods.
Opening restaurants and launching boats in Spain.
She's the admiral, I'm just the captain.
Vineyards and campsites in France.
It was genuinely giving me sleepless nights.
But will it be sweet success?
Puts us on the map, big time.
Or will things turn sour?
We are broke.
And can the latest Brits really find happiness in the sun?
How lucky you are to live here with me.
So lucky.
Today,
Yeah, just under the cosh a little bit at the moment.
have 4 British restaurateurs
I'm coming, I've just got to get these out.
bitten off more than they can chew in Spain.
Both Andrew and I did a 15-hour day yesterday, so that's tough.
2 Glampsite owners in France get some uninvited guests.
Not once have we had a cow in the field. And on the first night of our first paying guest, we have 15.
And an expat yacht charter company sets sail in Mallorca. But is it heading into choppy waters?
Well, that's a complete loss of power. 42 minutes to go till pickup, it's not ideal.
Javier, southern Spain, known as the jewel of the Costa Blanca. Situated on the edge of a national park, it enjoys over 300 days of sunshine a year. It's no wonder over 2/3 of its annual visitors are foreigners, eager to discover its glistening beaches or explore the steep, rugged mountains that surround it. One couple trying to make the most of this stunning landscape are Brits Lisa and Alex Childs from Manchester.
When you've got good weather like we have and scenery like we have, it's important to get out and enjoy it.
Being somewhere like this is just awesome.
But lately, they haven't had much time to enjoy their beautiful surroundings. They've just opened Javier's only vegan cafe bar with business partners Debbie and Andrew. And it's meant working flat out.
Big order, falafel wrap, med veg wrap, special duck taco, beet burger, not dog wedges.
Wow. Just keep going. Let those orders keep coming in.
It's August, and both tourists and locals are enjoying the food.
What's been really nice is we've had quite a few local Spanish come in, and not necessarily vegan or vegetarian, but they've been really, really positive about the food, and they've not minded that it hasn't got meat and fish, so that's been really, really nice.
There's some Buddha ball.
To hear people say, this is just what Javier needed, then it's good to be recognised and reassured.
Breakfasts and lunches are bringing in a steady income, but Alex and Lisa are keen to increase their takings by opening for dinner too. But that would mean working much longer hours.
Both Andrew and I did a 15-hour day yesterday, so that's tough.
But after a business powwow, they've come up with a plan that works for everyone, opening 3 nights a week.
It really evolved through some discussion. The set menu, making the same thing for Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, but I don't stay for service, so I'm just finishing off the prep, just organising all the dishes, and then Lisa will serve it this evening.
It's 7 o'clock, and as Debbie and Andrew head home, and evening service begins...
Okay, ladies, first course.
Alex and Lisa have a lot on their plate.
There's bacon, whatever you want to call it, but it's rice paper with a liquid smoked dressing.
I never had vegan food before, and this was really my first experience at a vegan restaurant, and I was pretty amazed. And I think I could possibly become vegan if there were restaurants like this around where I live.
Any of my friends would come here. I would definitely recommend it.
The customers are loving it, but for Alex and Lisa, it's tough going.
Lisa's under a lot of pressure because obviously she's got to put all the food together. but I can struggle out here. 2 more mains.
Yeah, that's it.
And a chips on one of them.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I need dessert for 3.
Yeah.
But I can come back to that. They're all waiting for their food. I'm having to take drinks orders, come make the drink myself. I hate carrying these things. Take the drink out, go to the kitchen, clear the plates. It gets full on. People sitting down, drinks to go out. It's all fun and games.
But the evening just gets busier.
Coming. Yeah, just under the cosh a little bit at the moment. Señor, un momento. She did say she wanted her white wine with her meal. But there we go.
And busier.
I'm coming, I've just got to get these out.
But the limited number of places available for Debbie's set menu means they're having to turn away business.
Thanks, guys. More turnaways happening all the time. The problem with being open evenings is you get a lot of tourists. And obviously they assume they can just come in and eat, but obviously in the evenings it's only by reservation. It gives us the idea that next year, evenings is where the money is. I mean, if we had a full service going, we'd be accepting all these people and doing really well for ourselves. Tiene cerrado a las 9. Okay, lo siento, It's like 20 people we've turned away now.
Alex and Lisa have been working 75-hour weeks in a business in which they've no previous experience. But even they know when to draw the line.
The kitchen is closed now.
Why?
Because I must sleep.
At the end of today's 16-hour shift, has opening in the evening been worth it?
Oh, wow. We did 13:21 today. So that's a new record.
We just got 3 more reviews as well. Being here for breakfast twice, great coffee, great service, great ambience, great decor, just great.
Positive reviews and bumper till receipts will go some way to soothing sore feet and frazzled minds.
Let's go home.
But can Alex and Lisa keep these long hours up all summer?
So sweaty.
Hot, hot, hot.
The Creuse region in central France. With its wild, unspoilt landscapes, beautiful lakes and forests crisscrossed with hiking trails, this area is a mecca for those wanting to get away from it all. Le Montet, in the heart of the region, has a population of just 600, and it's where former Navy pilots Charlie Teisler and Callum O'Connor have decided to create an idyllic glamping retreat. Today, they're finally open for business. But their brand new €7,000 eco-dome is in serious danger of being trampled underfoot before their first guests have even settled in. A herd of cows has escaped from a nearby farm, and now they're roaming wild on the glamp site.
In 13 months of living here, not once have we had a cow in the field. And on the first night of our first paying guest, we have 15. You could not write this.
Fortunately, guests Ben and Ali can see the funny side.
It's brilliant. It's very authentic.
But it's no laughing matter for Charlie.
So, I mean, it's less than ideal.
In the nick of time, their neighbours arrive to usher the unwanted visitors away. But not before they leave a couple of unsavoury gifts.
La vie dans la campagne.
It seems the quiet country life has worked its magic on guests Ben and Ali.
Just having no responsibilities of time the whole time you're here and just relaxing and just letting nature take its place and unplug and unwind. It's brilliant. They've created a little piece of paradise here and it's lovely. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, I don't want to go home now. It has been incredible, and Charlie and Callum have been such great hosts too that who could ask for more? Certainly we couldn't.
The 10-day stay has been a tremendous success for Charlie and Callum.
You've surpassed everything that we could imagine that you were going to do to me.
Good. But we've had a great time. We'll see you again.
Good, yeah, have a safe trip.
But with no more bookings currently in the diary, the business still faces an uncertain future.
If we don't get fully booked up for the summer and have some winter bookings, then I think we'd have to start seriously thinking about a fallback option of a secondary part-time employment in order to make ends meet. I don't want to leave here, obviously, but the reality of the situation is I might not spend the winter here, I might spend the winter living in the UK.
But there's still hope for the couple. Today, a review by a travel journalist who visited the campsite a month ago has been published.
The dome where guests sleep nestles behind these rocks, a little way from the farmhouse. Inside, it has a log-burning stove and a wide curved window from which you can gaze across meadows and rolling broadleaf forest.
And the review is very positive.
I may as well admit it, this holiday is not to be confused with camping. You get to sit on an actual sofa, sleep in a proper bed and shower in a bathroom, purpose-built close to the farmhouse. When you wake in the morning, you can hear nothing but birdsong and your shoes are dry.
It's a good article, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. I don't think we could have really asked for more.
But the couple could never have imagined the speed of its impact. An email is waiting in their inbox.
Morning, I've just found out about your site after reading a great article today. I know it's a long way off, but of interest, would you be open from the 31st of March next year? If so, could you kindly advise whether you have costs available for either a 10-day or 12-day stay? That's like ridiculous. More than we could have expected. Yay!
It's great news, but it's 6 months away, and the couple need the review to bring in some more immediate bookings.
I think I'm spending the day on the computer.
Mallorca, a beautiful Balearic island with a rich maritime history. Today, glamorous super yachts glide into the island's spectacular marinas. And fishing boats lay at anchor in ports and coves dotted around the rugged coastline. In Port Sawyer, former professional yacht captain Peter Lucas and his partner Rue have moved from the UK hoping to take advantage of the island's love of all things nautical.
We came here for a day trip 4 years ago and just took one look at the place and thought, wow, I think we could set up a charter company from here.
With nearly 40 years of experience between them, sailing is in their blood.
When the engine is off and you're just slipping along with the power of the sails pushing you by, it's great. It's a lovely feeling.
But it was family life which prompted them to take the plunge and embark on this new adventure.
He was a professional yacht captain for a long time, and it meant that he was away from home a lot. So I think, the whole thing of Sawyer and the charter company evolved, but it developed from a whole host of things like Pete being around with the family more, and an opportunity to work together, which is interesting at times.
She's the admiral, I'm just the captain.
4 years ago, Peter and Rue bought Bonnie Lass, a 68-year-old Scottish fishing boat. They lovingly restored her to her former glory to use as a charter boat for their business.
Bonnie Lass did not look like she does now. But when you know how you can change a boat to make it... the potential in it, and what people need when they're having a day out on the water to really enjoy themselves, and how you can do that within a budget, that is what we are really good at. So that was the vision that we had, is what we have today.
Now Bonnie Lass is back on the water taking tourists on excursions to hidden caves and secluded coves. But the returns aren't enough.
The company makes money.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make enough money to support an entire family.
So now Peter and Rue have decided to take on a second boat, Morwenna, a 45-foot sailing yacht. They hope it will double their income, but it's a risky strategy.
We didn't start this to then quit it.
No.
That wasn't part of the plan. Let's face it, we count the pennies when the season is done. By September, we'll know whether I'm looking for another job again.
It's mid-July in Port Sawyer, and the beginning of a busy summer season for the Lucases.
It's perfectly flat out there today, but when you're moving around, please, one hand for the boat, one hand for your beer, no double parking, OK?
Today, they're hosting a special guest on Bonnie Lass, high-end tour guide Carmen. She's planning to bring a group of tourists from Los Angeles on a luxury holiday to Mallorca.
So this evening we have a woman who runs a local company here who's looking for options that she can offer to her clients. Hopefully she'll enjoy it. Hopefully she'll like what she sees this evening.
Looking like a perfect day for a sunset charter.
Carmen and Bonnie Lass's other guests will be taken out to nearby coves to watch the sunset, whilst enjoying a refreshing dip in the Mediterranean.
So I wanted to come and experience this trip by myself before I bring my 12 guests and meet them in person and get a sense of what the boat is like. Showing Mallorca from the sea is a unique experience because you don't really get to see the ocean from land as you get to see it from a boat. You need to dive in the ocean to get a sense of what it is really.
Peter and Rue know these waters inside out, but they'll need to make a big impression to seal the deal with Carmen.
What could possibly go wrong, right?
Go for it!
Worst things have happened at sea.
Hey!
In France, holiday gîtes are an important source of income for the rural economy. But it's a competitive market for owners, with over 45,000 rental properties in the country. Determined to make their mark in the stunning Dordogne countryside with their own gîte business are Mark and Sylvie Young from Kent. But to make enough money, this summer Mark and Sylvie have been renting out their own home as a second gîte, meaning they've had to relocate to the adjacent barn.
The huge bee's nest was there.
DIY enthusiast Mark is keen to bring a bit of light into the dark living accommodation. So he's creating a doorway at the back of the barn. But there's a problem.
I think the wall I just knocked out was supporting the ceiling.
But the ever-resourceful, unflappable Mark quickly has a solution.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, Sylvie!
And his plans are soon back on track.
Sit. That's good. Got a fly buzzing around me.
Yeah. Might be a few in the bedroom by tonight.
Yeah, I hope those bees don't come back.
A couple of weeks later, and the doorway is done.
Hopefully it still shuts. Of course it still shuts.
Here we go.
But Mark's not stopping there.
How is it going, honey?
Slowly, as usual. Making progress.
He's building a balcony where they can enjoy spectacular views across the Dordogne countryside.
Don't push too hard, so let the drill go where it wants to go. Perfect. Tortawella.
I haven't lost my touch with the drill.
She's full of it, isn't she?
Now, as August draws to a close, it's the perfect spot to look over the accounts.
So we got 1, 2, 3 weeks.
Bookings are still coming in, which is boosting their bank balance. But 3 months ago, it was a very different story.
What was it? 3,000 left?
We're at 3,000.
3,000 euro left. That's it. That's it.
And for 2.5 years, our bank balance has been going like this. And here's the bottom. And just before it hit the bottom, it just suddenly, it's going back up again. And it's just lovely to see. So we're looking next year at doing 5 months in the barn. Half a year in a barn.
A few weeks later, and despite a drop in temperature, the bookings are still coming in thick and fast.
Dirty shoes.
Guests Martin Lee and Carol Boyer from Sussex are impressed with what they've seen.
The accommodation was
nice.
spotless in there. It's got everything that you need. It's good.
But there's always room for improvement.
It's a shame there's not a toilet upstairs, so it's a long way in the middle of the night. If you want to go to the toilet, you've got to come all the way down the stairs. So anybody old sort of would probably have trouble, I think, sort of like then.
But not young like us, you know.
Mark and Sylvie can't afford to rest on their laurels. But buoyed by the money generated by the Jeet's 95% occupancy rate over the summer, they can finally think about improvements and expansion. Maybe.
To make it comfortable for us, we need 3 Jeets.
So we're on the lookout for a very cheap property.
Really cheap would be what?
About 60.
Huh?
About 60,000.
60,000?
Yeah, which price were you thinking of?
Oh, 10, 15?
You can't buy a property for 10 or 15,000.
Well, 50, 60,000, saving it, no way, not really serious business.
No, I was.
Land.
No, I'm not in cuckoo land at all.
Obviously, a plan that needs further discussion.
Dream on!
It's like the animals at the zoo, isn't it? April, shoes off the sofa.
By living in the barn this summer, Mark and Sylvie estimate that they've boosted their income by €6,500. But now, as the holiday season draws to a close, they can't wait to move back home.
It's a bit claustrophobic in the barn.
Just to have a bit more space, you know, the kids will have their own room each, and for us to have our own room as well, a bit more privacy. Looking forward to that.
But with guests still booked in the Jeets, will their return to normality have to wait? In Mallorca, Peter and Rue Lucas are trying to impress a very special guest on their sunset cruise. High-end tour guide Carmen. She's planning to bring a group of American tourists to Mallorca. And if she enjoys this trip, she'll be booking both of Peter and Rue's boats.
So this cave goes in about 100 metres or so, and it's actually the site of the last seals that were on the north coast here.
Peter is doing all he can to give Carmen and the rest of the guests an evening to remember. And it seems to be working.
Oh, I've had a lovely time. It's been perfect. I knew I'd love it though. As soon as I booked it, I knew it would be a once in a lifetime.
But has Carmen been sold too?
The charm, the textures. Look at this wood, how old. Look. So lovely. Yes, we're staying here.
Almost sunset time.
The evening has been a big success for Peter and Rue. Forging relationships with new tourist companies could be the key to keeping them afloat this summer.
Oh, it's really exciting. I mean, it's one of the lovely things about this job is the people you meet and who you end up working with. We've built up a friendship. Very much looking forward to working with Carmen.
Well, finding service providers like them is amazing because they're obviously in love with the island. They know their business very well and they take you around. They took us into a cave. They have all the gadgets and the paddle boards, the dinghy, everything. So I think the experience is quite magical.
The next morning, it's business as usual with little time to reflect on the good news.
So down into the depths to do the washing up quickly before Rue arrives.
Today they have a family of returning customers who have chartered their boat Bonnie Lass for the day.
All seasonal things start quite slowly. You panic that you're not getting enough bookings, and then all of a sudden the season kicks in, you haven't got time to think anymore.
With morning chores complete, Peter sets off to collect his customers from the marina.
This we don't only use for bringing the clients like we're doing now, going to and from the shore. We use it for water sports because we can tow paddleboards and skis behind it. We use it for adventuring, for going into caves like we did last night. So it's a workhorse. It needs to be working all the time, otherwise the charter doesn't really work.
But with less than an hour before the group are due to set sail...
Why is that not working?
Peter may have just tempted fate.
Well, that's complete loss of power, which is just ideally what we needed. So, paddle time to the marina.
But unless Peter's guests fancy swimming to the boat, he's going to need a plan B, and fast.
42 minutes to go till pickup. It's not, how would we put it? It's not ideal.
It's peak summer season on Spain's Costa Blanca. And at Javier's only vegan cafe bar, business is booming for owners Alex and Lisa and Debbie and Andrew.
How's today's tickets? That's a busy one.
It's amazing, really is amazing. Beyond what we could have hoped.
But with 3 services a day, the team are stretched to the limit.
Sweet chilli, no, sorry, sun-dried alioli.
But now they're about to face an even tougher challenge.
We have our first booking tomorrow for a big party. They've not quite hired the whole venue because we already had a reservation, but we have 22 adults and 5 kids tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and we've made a little set menu, but we've never served that many people all at once. Interestingly, none of them are vegan or vegetarian, but they just liked the place and liked us and put their trust in us, so they liked Alex more.
I think.
They liked Alex more.
It means that as well as prepping for tonight's dinner service, Chef Debbie also needs to think about a plan for the big lunch tomorrow.
So we've planned a special menu. Special menu has got a selection of dishes from our menu, but it's all going to be served sort of family style for people to share, so it'll all be put in the middle of the table and people will just dip in and help themselves.
Alex and Lisa have worked from 8 a.m. to 11:30 in the evening, but they've got no regrets about the long hours.
It's 40 quid. Tonight's been good. I mean, we know that most evenings we could take as much money as you can during the day, just for a few hours' work. When you're paying all this rent and got such a good venue, you need to make the most of the hours that you've got. It's up to me and Lisa now to promote the evenings and get, you know, a good following over the summer.
It's closing time, and despite their long day, Alex and Lisa aren't heading home just yet. Because it's the Festival of San Juan, which means it's a fiery night out in Javier. And ever keen to immerse themselves in local culture,
We might not get a lot of sleep, but it'll be worth it.
Lisa and Alex can't resist the urge to join in.
The headdresses are all worn. It's a local flower that blooms this time of year. You chuck them onto a massive bonfire at the end of it.
As Lisa and Alex make their way through the streets, bonfires are about to be lit all over the town.
So now we burn.
Now we have to throw the garland in the fire.
And then they torch the whole place down. I love the Spanish tradition. This is our 5th year, and every year it's the same. Like, it's the same people, the same routine, but in a really nice, festive way. So.
The firework fiesta carries on to the early hours.
A little bit nuts.
But with just 9 hours to go before their party of 27 arrive for lunch,
2:30, that's not bad, that's quite early.
the couple may be risking complete burnout.
And now we'll finish it with a couple of beers,
Bit of dancing.
and then sleep and do it all again tomorrow.
Oh, sleeps for like Debbie and Andrew.
It's July in the centre of rural France. A review of Callum and Charlie's glamp site has recently been published in a newspaper.
In the future, we will not put a dome under a cherry tree.
And it's contributed towards a wave of bookings.
All of August is booked. The rest of July's booked. The first half of September's booked. And we've got about 3 bookings for next year. Like, our business account has gone from like 0 to kind of a few thousand euros in about 3 or 4 days. So it's been pretty crazy.
And the first of the new arrivals are due this afternoon.
They are a French couple, we think, who are here for a bike race. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. So our first native French speakers as well, which will be good.
How will the couple cope with their first non-English speaking guests? Time for a tactical discussion.
So I think seeing as we don't really know them from Adam, maybe if both of us went around, it'd be a little bit overpowering.
Yeah, I agree.
So we'll like both say hello and then...
Then I'll take them round.
If you're volunteering, fine.
Yeah, OK, I'm happy. Bonjour, ça va? Je m'appelle Charlie et Callum. Bienvenue à La Montée Révolution. Ma français ce n'est pas bien, mais j'espère vous comprendre.
With many domestic inquiries for the dome, hosting in French is something Charlie and Callum will have to get used to.
Le dôme, Rocher. Oh, la lumière est solaire et batterie. Okay.
For now, it's work in progress.
Le poulet bois fonctionne avec convection et l'eau chaude ascend, oui, à le top et circle. You'll figure out. OK. La question, Callum et moi est dans la maison pour 12 heures. OK?
But language barriers aside, their young guests, Ramlo and Manon, are definitely impressed.
Pour moi, l'endroit est... Tout simplement, ça permet de combiner un moment de luxe, de tranquillité, etc. avec un endroit tranquille et qui permet de se reposer.
It seems the tide might just be turning for Callum and Charlie.
Up until 3 weeks ago, we didn't have any bookings for summer. Now we're fully booked, you know, and we've got 7 weeks of bookings. Hey, Felix. We just seem to have luck on our side at every turn at the moment. Right, let's find a hammock spot.
With just a few days before their next arrivals, the couple aren't resting on their laurels and are working hard to add extra facilities.
I'm a fan of working 24-hour days, you know, getting really tired and arguing with each other. We haven't had an argument in at least 2 weeks.
There's still time of the day yet. Look at that.
He's in.
Learned something then, maybe.
So far, they've got one great review under their belts, but the pressure's on to keep the positive feedback coming all summer.
I mean, why make it easy?
Yeah, it'd be boring.
That is the motto of the Monte Revolution. Roam freely, breathe easy, think clearly, never make it easy.
I'm testing the weight.
As the blue skies of August give way to the gentle breezes of September, there are still guests arriving at Au Volet Bleu, the gîtes owned by Mark and Sylvie Young.
Nice to meet you at last. Are you okay?
Yes. Phil and Sharon Richardson have just flown in from the UK.
We live in Durham, so northeast, but my family live on the west coast, so the dog's on holiday at the minute with them.
And they may be about to follow in Mark and Sylvie's footsteps.
Do you have dreams of moving to France?
You do,
potentially retiring in.
Okay.
But we thought we'd better start visiting first to decide if we liked it.
We had never ran a jeep business before, so we
No.
didn't know. We didn't know what we were doing. We realised that there's 3 times the amount of work which needs doing that we actually thought, and you just think, oh, God. The ultimate question, I guess, is that if we knew how much work we had to do now, would you still do it? And we've got one answer to that. When do we start?
Mark and Sylvie had plenty of bookings over the summer, and renting out their home as a second gîte has allowed them to balance the books. But now, as the season draws to a close, they've reached a watershed moment. The family are finally moving out of the barn and back into their home.
After living in a building site in a barn, finally we get a nice house to live in for 7 months and live what people have been experiencing here. When you think for nearly 3 years we haven't had a holiday, we've had no days out, there's been no restaurants, no new clothes, no expensive haircuts, nothing. Everything, every last penny has gone into the business. When the children say to us, like, but Mum or Papa, we haven't been on holiday for years, you know, when are we going to go on holiday? And it bites sometimes.
Luckily, their children, Dylan and April, are more than happy to help with the move.
You ready?
Not that fast.
I won't go fast. You can take 3. Yeah?
You know what I'm looking forward to? Is to bake again. I couldn't bake, I didn't have an oven.
I'm stuck. Don't laugh. Oh, dear. After 3.5 months in the barn, this has taken its toll on the poor sofa. Right, I think we deserve a little lunch break. April? We're going to go to Saint-Léon for lunch. Yeah.
After a summer of hard graft and making do, eating out is a novelty the kids aren't used to.
Wow! Is that a croque-monsieur?
Croque-monsieur avec frites.
Now that the season is over, we can enjoy going out with the family, and it's so nice to be able to just chill out.
They've made a lot of sacrifices along the way, but Mark and Sylvie have achieved everything they set out to do, and they're already looking ahead to next year.
We will keep improving the business.
Yes, the business will come first.
To have it completely finished, we need to do all the garden, even the barn, all needs repointing. I need to spend about 2 months repairing the roof. There's about 15 leaks, you know, and that's 6 months' work for me. We're going to put 3 bedrooms upstairs. We all have a separate bedroom.
And with another gîte now firmly in their thoughts...
I would say that within 5 years we would have 3 gîtes.
Oh, yes.
Definitely.
I would say within 3 years.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The future is looking bright.
I couldn't have done it without Sylvie.
And I couldn't have done it without you, anyway.
But together, we did it. I know what she's gone through, and I know what she's given up to get this. The respect is up there, you know, and you've been fantastic.
Oh, fun. Oh, you're going to make me cry. That's not normal.
You've always been positive the whole way through. She said, go on, you can do it, you know, and you've always been there, always been positive, and you have been the driving force all the way through, even though I've been like pushing on, but you're the one that's been pushing me.
Without you, I wouldn't be here. You've given me this business, and you've given me my dream.
It's mid-July in Mallorca, and with bookings coming in thick and fast, Peter and Rue's boat charter business is firing on all cylinders.
Why is that not working?
Which is more than can be said for one of their dinghies.
That's a complete loss of power, which is just ideally what we needed.
Peter's had to paddle into Port Sawyer Marina, but with his customers due in half an hour, he's got no way of getting them back to Bonnie Lass.
Working with boats, it's always going to be something that can go wrong at any moment.
Peter's other dinghy is already out with more weather, so now he has no choice.
Plan C.
Plan C, apparently.
We're going to grab a rib off Santi and leave this for Jose to have a look at.
As well as having to rent another dinghy for the day, Pete could also be facing a costly repair bill for his own boat. It means a big hole in Bonnie Lass's potential profits.
Let's go.
But for now, at least, they can pick up their passengers.
We've managed to get a dinghy from this Zodiac from a friend of ours, but we can also use this one tomorrow. So panic is over for now. We just need to get ready for the clients.
With all the customers on board, finally it should be plain sailing.
Wouldn't it be really funny if this one doesn't work?
Until Peter tempts fate.
Another battery problem with this one, it would appear now. It's a shame because I just paid to rent this.
Peter and Rue can't delay this group any longer, so they have to leave without the dinghy.
I think it's such a shame. It's really, really bad luck. Because it means that we can't do water sports with the kids, which is, I don't know, it's a shame.
But with the customers paying €120 each for their day trip, Peter and Rue need to find a way to make sure it doesn't affect their clients' enjoyment.
It's about 15 metres here and about 10 in there, and we'll try and get reasonably close in so you can snorkel over.
But these experienced sailors think on their feet and soon find a solution.
What it will do is it holds the boat into the wind, sort of closer to the rock, and it just kind of creates a really nice zone where the kids can be close to the boat, but they can also snorkel around the rock.
With a safe area for the kids to play, they've pulled it off.
Well, everybody's having fun, that's the key point.
And after some fun in the sun, they return to shore with a boatload of happy customers.
We've been looking forward to this trip for ages. It's a perfect day for the kids, perfect day for all the family, and we'll definitely be back.
I thought it was fantastic. For me and the kids, it was great. Being able to swim, dive, especially the rope swing was amazing. Yeah, I would rate it. Fantastic experience.
Rue and Pete make you feel extremely comfortable as soon as you're on board. Great time, great hosts.
But Peter's problems haven't gone away. Tomorrow he has 2 fully booked charters and 1 broken dinghy.
It'll cost me about €150 every day to rent the other dinghy so I can carry on with my charters.
He needs to get the dinghy back up and running quickly, otherwise it'll make a big dent in his profits.
If you can keep the disasters down to 1 at a time, then everything works perfectly.
Next time, Pete and Rue's boat charter company battles to stay afloat.
We've had 3 days of really quite bad weather. A massive kind of loss of income factor for that.
Glampsite owners Callum and Charlie are feeling the pressure.
It's 1 o'clock and people are coming at 3. The dome's not been made, nor is the bathroom, so now we're tight up against it time-wise.
And in Spain, Lisa and Alex
Just take those 2, go. Take those 2 and go.
struggle to cope with their biggest day of the year.
It's supposed to be cucumber and something. They'll never know.